Hello, my name is Necronoth. This is the 10th episode of the Crusader campaign we have going as Yemen, where we are supposed to try and become Chinese, and we are supposed to turn Taoist. Our son, who's set to inherit, 27 years old, looks very Chinese. He's married to a Jurchen. He says he's Bedouin, but I strongly disagree. Let's just say that. He's educating his sons properly. Sorry. I heard a noise. I got a little bit spooked. I think my cat might be trying to enter my room. Here we go. Is this... why is our heir a commander? Let's not do that, shall we? Let's relieve you of commanderhood. You can lead the center, my other son. And let's cross this strait, shall we? They are suffering from attrition. Their troops are mostly light infantry, light cav and archers. We have very strong center of heavy infantry, so we'll probably win pretty easily. Here we go. Yeah. No, not more. Najran. Ugh. That's what happens when you study when you research this is what I'm trying to say. Research culture tech, maybe, I think. A heretical find. Don't really know, maybe it's just supposed to be a trigger. That means this is gonna have a lot of revolt risk now. It doesn't really matter, we can just, you know, slap them down. Now you, hello, you can be... Okay, he died in our dungeon. Cool. Now what were we supposed to do with our money? We were supposed to build a church here, right? So let's build the temple. How is our artifacts going? We have the Silk Shroud of Wuzaitan for extra intrigue and monthly prestige. We have a splint mail. We have lessons inspired by my enemy. We have a tapestry, and we have 50 nuances of our family. And we have this ceremonial robe, which we can't really give it back to China. But we could give it to someone, maybe. It doesn't really matter. Someone is trying to murder our son. Let us find out who. Could you maybe stop? Teaching how to do unyielding. Let's upgrade the war camp since we have enough prestige. We are at peace here, so we should probably declare war. I forgot I had the levies raised here. Let's keep an eye on who wants to kill our son, because we probably don't want our son killed. It's probably one of our other sons, to be completely honest. They do these things because they have claims. Well, they don't really have claims. He's got another daughter, another very pretty young lady, you know. What was I saying? Let's take Berbera, shall we? You only have 1,000 soldiers, roughly, and you still only have that many. We have a vast superior number. So, what are you suffering from? Miaphysite uprisings, who's leading? Resist 1,000. Ugh, there's just revolts everywhere here. You are revolting to look at, Arabian Empire. How are you doing? 15,000 still. How are you doing? Hold on. Sorry. My wonderful father was just telling me to put a hat on tomorrow after... I mean, since it's freezing outside. And I told him I will remember to do that. Now let's declare this war immediately. Raise up our troops. Get these guys on the boat this time and transfer them over. See if he calls in Melodia. We should maybe probably put our court imam on trying to convert these provinces, especially these, but I think it might be very hard to convert back since it just converted. That might just be U4, maybe. So Elodia did join, just as we suspected. Our daughter is old enough to marry. I mean, this guy grew up. We have a son, another grandson from one of our other sons. Ah, this is interesting, I never noticed this before. Let us lower this boat. And then they will take a while to get here, so let's split up our troops and go there and go there. You guys can join up and just stand there for now. You can actually just go to Tajura. There are mountains here. This is really good for our piety, it's also good for our decadence, I think, maybe. I don't know. Let us try to get multilingual. Our wife finally got of age. She looks very, you know, beautiful. He is now old enough to marry our second daughter. If things get hairy, we could just raise this, and it's basically free. Oops, that's not the button I wanted to press. There we go. I might just whip them once. Since it's mountains, I don't want to take any chances. Having them siege a province at all is pretty bad, but you know, what can you do? We didn't have that many troops to begin with. And here we go. He's losing so many troops. There we go, we caught someone. Let us assault these holdings back. There we go. Let us take this army to go there and let's chase after him. You can just go there from Harar instead of going here. Interesting. So we can move on this little piece of land here. Oh, he fled right and this guy fled left. Interesting. That makes things a lot easier for us. That means we can split this up further. He's probably gonna siege this back, but it doesn't matter in the long run. Let us take this money and do nothing with it, apparently. He upgraded this to a castle, which is... oh no, he just straight up built a castle. Oh, okay. Okay, you can do that too. And let's do this. What are you trying to do? Are you the one trying to kill my son? It is. Son, you shouldn't do that. How about you end your plot? Yes. Someone is still trying to kill my son. You want to marry one of my courtiers, eh? Well, she is pretty good. So, sure, I guess. Don't have anything explicitly against it. Ugh, tribesman. Such weak holdings. This is an actual castle. Let's make him dance for a while. So he's fleeing from China, and there's a reward on his head. So let's let the Emperor know. He's going over to Zayla. It's also mountains. He's trying to de-siege this. Nice. We managed to keep him here. I've had this event fire once before, and back then he managed to escape, and we lost 300 grays instead. Well, maybe you shouldn't have pissed off the Emperor beforehand, hmm? Mr. Su Sifu from the House of Su. I'm sure it can't be that bad, right? Ah, you look so cool with your mustache. I will look like that. I will look like that when I grow old. We finished our temple here, so let's make it a vassal. How is our technology looking? Same. Soon enough to upgrade this, I hope. Yes, 5 more. How is our obligations? Cannot change the law until in 2 years. Nothing to change here, nothing to change here, I think. Don't got legalism 3, don't got tolerance 3. We could increase centralization, but no. We need imperial administration for these things. How about this? No, legalism 3, okay. So it's a big fat no-go. But we are probably gonna change our obligation laws for our Ictus to give us more troops, and our burghers and tribes to give us more money. More money. So we're still raking in an obscene amount of money here, which is good. How about you don't do that, sir? Let's upgrade this to a wooden hill fort. Yes, we are multilingual. Our commander got slain. Things happen, you know. It's a battlefield, chaotic, hectic. We could request one of these things. I will have a look at it when we are not at war anymore. And I will siege these 2 last holdings down along with this one before we end our war. What are you trying to do? Fabricating a claim on the Emirate of Sanaa? Is it the duchy? Yes. We could imprison him, but I don't think I will. Oh, okay, so we will do it, yes. You should have thought about that before you tried to plot on me, sir. It's not very nice. Yasmin, our daughter. Granddaughter? Strong granddaughter, yes. I'm assuming you had no need of this guy. Ransom him? No, he just doesn't have 10 gold. Oh, he's broke. Interesting. We can now upgrade our castle infrastructure, which we will do, and upgrade our holding here to a Kasbah town level 3. Then we will think about what we want to do with our 1000 grace. Stable and open. Maybe we will just turn Jurchen, actually. But Jurchen is an Altaic culture, and they're Mongols. And it's not Chinese, really Chinese. But we can't invite an actual Han culture person until we turn Taoist, because we are infidels. So it's problematic. What are you doing? He's raised troops with prestige because he's a tribal man. You're fighting for this guy's revolt. What is he doing? What is he revolting for? Can I tell? No. Okay. It doesn't matter why. Well, I could do this. He's just revolting for the province, I guess. So everything is sieged here. Let's enforce our demands. Here we go. Yemen is slightly bigger. Let's get our troops back in homeland and deal this. We can usurp the Duchy of Barbara, which we will do. You are Sunni. Are you also Sunni? Yes, he is. How about this fellow? You are not, so I will revoke your title, sir. And we will invite another homeland as well. Let's create a new vassal there and give this title away to our newly invited holy man, Busao. There we go, and who is the best here? I guess you are right. Take the titles as well. There we go, and we are at peace once again. We've grown a little bit. We might want to continue preying on Abyssinia. It's gonna be a problem when we've actually reached our, when we've taken all of the borders here. Because unless this Miaphysite uprising is successful, well, then things are gonna get interesting. Because the best thing to do then, and I don't condone doing these things, but the best things might be to just say that we will be a vassal of the Arabian Empire and fight them from inside, because we can't really expand with him having that many troops. I mean, we are a pretty formidable force ourselves, but most of my vassals are tribes and won't give me any troops. And most of the holdings here are weak, while all of his holdings are pretty rich in this region, especially here. especially here. And that might be a problem for us, because we can't really attack him directly. If we do that, we will probably die pretty fast, no matter how many special troops and mercenaries we hire. So we will review the situation when and if this revolt breaks free of Arabian Empire. I hope it does, because then we can just feast on it. My courtier Ras has offered to travel to the Jin Empire on a mission to bring glory to the Sultanate. Please, my lord, she says, let the humble servant strengthen your relations with the Jin Empire. We could tell her she can go with our blessing, she'll be really happy. I think we could tell someone else to do it. Is this our wife? It's our wife. It's the same sort of thing. We could make our daughter-in-law do it, or we could just tell her no. Let's just make her do it, I guess. I don't really know what will happen. Let's see here. Before I end this episode, we will pick one of these options here. Let us take a 1,000. This could be nice. Or Master Engineer. Chinese Master Engineer join our court. Improve our domain with powerful province modifiers. Let's do that. He says that he will send a man. Nice, thank you. Did he actually arrive? He did. He's a pretty okay character. He's not as good as our original man. Our steward, 27 steward. Jesus Christ, you are just a god. I don't even know what to say, really. Should maybe make him our marshal. Like that. And then forget about it. I think that's it for this episode, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.